Hi and welcome to Knit Along with me. My name is Anne. I live on the west coast of Norway and I enjoy to knit. I work as an X-ray technologist and yeah, I live in Norway. And right now we have quite windy weather and it's stopping the traffic all over because things are flying around. Well, yeah, it's that time of year. So, well, I sat down today and I wanted to maybe try to record. I did record about a month ago, but somehow that got deleted. So all of that is gone. I know I talked to you previously about a Bunadkofte, and that is like this kofte jacket, but with the motif of like we have a national dress, and in the national dress we have a cloth on the chest, and the pattern of the cloth was the pattern that was going around here, like the motif on that Bunadkofte. And I would put in or insert some footage of that. I did have to seam and stick, and it's always, I think it's so much fun just to cut it open, because I didn't knit it in the round and with 5 colors on the yoke, and it was quite the long threads, the space between each stitch, and also with 5 colors, and I tried to twist the yarn, so you know, when you put the fingers in, or with the rings and everything, so that they would not get stuck. But I tried to twist the yarn, but no, then it got too thick a material, so I just had to leave the oh, should you call this, the space between the stitches like open with no twists. And the woman who is sewing this dress got that kofte from the mother of the child who is supposed to wear it. Child, she's like 15, but so the woman sewing the dress will put some kind of material, what do you call it? Yeah, put something on top of the threads, so yeah, to stop fingers from pulling threads out. That would be such a big deal, such a crisis if some of the stitches got loose. I am enjoying my coffee. I brought out my spring cup. It's with little flowers on. It makes me happy and it makes me feel like the spring is around the corner, which it is for us in the northern hemisphere. We are going into March pretty soon, and like you can see outside, we have a terrace with ladders lying there, and we are doing a lot of stuff in our garden. Costs a lot of money. We are building like a brick wall and finally having some grass and flowers, and we haven't had nothing before. So, and we have a beautiful view over the sea, and so it will be nice to enjoy the outside more, I think. So my spring cup for hope of a good spring. Yeah, I think we should do what makes us happy. So, and today I did bring out this kofte. I think it is a old pattern called Nancy kofte, and this is a jacket I found at my mother and father's house at the attic. It was hidden away. I think this is something that my grandmother knit a long time ago, because we still have this pattern. It's quite a popular pattern, but nowadays we don't have all this, what do you call it, loose, we call it in Norwegian. This would just be gray with the modern pattern, but I think it looks so good, and it's not colors that I would combine myself because I like more colors, and I think that I disappear a little bit when I'm wearing gray, but with this I think it looks so good, and it's so beautifully knit. It's so even, and it is with some woolly yarns, but I don't know what. It's probably some acrylic or something in it, but it feels most wool, yeah, scratchy wool, good wool. So this one makes me also very happy because it makes me think of my grandmother, and also that she knit. Yeah, she put in this lovely, like, I don't know what you call it, not buttons, but yeah, I think there's a pretty, yeah, so this makes me happy. I'm trying to conserve it and not like use it too much, but it is wool, so it's sturdy and it's supposed to last a long time, so I'm trying to, yeah, be good to it, but also it needs to be worn, I think. And I also do like to remember my grandmother. She was just the kindest, nicest lady ever. Yeah, so yeah, since last time I knitted that Bunadkofte, and I'm kind of struggling to remember what else, but bygones be bygones. I have been in hospital having surgery, and for that I wanted to have yarn that made me happy, so I bought from a friend of mine Creative Daydreams shop. She also had a podcast in English. Oh, it's called Knitting in the Rain. Yeah, and Lisa, one of the two girls in Knitting in the Rain, she has an Instagram account called Creative Daydreams, and also a shop. So she sells hand-dyed yarn. If you go on Instagram to Creative Daydreams shop, you will find yarn and fiber that she has dyed herself, and I think she's so good with the colors. And I bought this yarn from her. And also I went to Ravelry and downloaded a free pattern for just an easy knit shawl, so I could knit while in hospital, something easy, because I knew I would be very tired. So just a lot of garter stitch. I don't think the color is, yeah, like this, yeah, maybe. It's so beautiful. Yeah, the pattern is an Italian spring Shawlette from an Italian knitter. She has also a podcast, and I think it's just called An Italian Knitter. Such a lovely lady. I would recommend to watch her on YouTube, and I think this is just so good to wear. It's just easy, not too much, and comes, yeah, good into my spring collection for not too much, and just one skein pattern, easy going, garter stitch with just some yarn overs in between. Yeah, so easy, so lovely, and I'm so happy with it. Yeah, so thank you, Lisa, for beautiful yarn. Well, I did buy it, so, but you did a good job dyeing this. I think I will wear it so much. And I have also knitted another easy pattern, and this is a bought pattern. It is the Stockholm Hat by PetiteKnit. So it's quite easy. It's just like yeah, can't remember my words again. What you call this? Purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, and you have this. I think this one. No, that's the. Looks so good. The decreases. I tried something here and that does not look good. I tried because I had scrap yarn and I wanted to use it because it's lovely yarns, and I thought I would try to switch where I you knit with one strand and then you switch and knit with the other, and then I would switch where I the placement of where I switched the yarn, but that made it look like this. So I will just say that that's how the pattern is supposed to be, but it's not. So, but this pattern is, I have used it now for 3 hats, the Stockholm Hat. I think it's such a good pattern. It's so easy. It's just some social knitting, or when I'm taking the bus, or I use a lot of hats in the winter or spring, or those transition seasons. I do a lot of hiking, and and then I will have my hats. So when I'm do my hikes, or you need hats for different kind of activities. And I don't know what activity this will go under. Probably hiking or jogging or something, because it's not that pretty. So it will be not my social hat, not for fine meeting people, or probably work in the garden. Probably use it while working in the garden or going for hikes, or because it's not the prettiest because of my mistakes, but fully usable. I need to drink my coffee while it's still warm. I started a sweater for a friend of mine. She bought the yarn and everything. I talked about this before as well. It is knitted in Viking wool, and it says it's 100% Highland merino wool. And I never used this before. It's quite soft, and I think merino is softer than the Norwegian wools, but this is so soft, and I can't believe it's not treated with anything. But very soft yarn. And I knitted the Gledi genser. It is a pattern by Bjørg, Thoraldsdottir, and Garnius. Garnius sells a lot of yarns and also make patterns in Norway. So it has a little bit of color work down on the sleeve and down on the hem, and of course here on the yoke. It's a round yoke, and I think she will be very happy that it's done, and she will get it in time for Easter. So, and I don't usually knit for other people because, I like to make people happy, but knitting for others, and when they don't pick patterns that I don't like, or yarns that I don't like, it does not make me happy. So that takes away a lot of my knitting joy, and I think then I should not do it. But I do like to make presents for others where I can pick what yarn to use and what to knit. So that's okay. But I think, why should I use my time doing something I really don't like? Yeah, but this is a sweater I enjoyed knitting. It was such a good experience. It was perfect timing for doing it. When I started, I was on the train yeah, you can see my train ride, I think, in an earlier episode. I was visiting a friend of mine who lives a few hours away, so I took the train, and that weekend we just sat and talked and knitted, and it was such a good weekend. Yeah, so then I got all of the easygoing, chatty knitting part done, and I did the yoke just now, the other weekend. I do enjoy color work. I think it's so much fun seeing the pattern grow. Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, so then it's over to the ongoing stuff. I do have a lot of things on my needles, and I don't usually like that. I like to just knit one thing, but now something has happened. I'm not monogamous knitter anymore, and I think it was part of me starting my Norwegian podcasting. Suddenly I started having more whips, and I think it's also because I want to show more stuff, to have more to talk about. And last summer I also had a kind of seizure. Now I'm not allowed to drive my car for 1 year to see that I don't have any more of those seizures. And then I have to take the bus, and then I need something to knit on the bus, and I need some easy knitting. So now I have knitted a sock. And this has no pattern or anything. It's just a heel flapping gusset, a reinforced heel with yeah, the lighting is bad, I'm sorry. I thought it would be good now in daylight, but it's a gray day. I have just been knitting 3 knits, 1 purl, and then every 10th row I go just purling around, and then it's the heel and flap and gusset, and yeah, I do have a Kitchener stitch kind of, yeah. So 1 sock. I use a size 43. It's large, and most people call that a man's sock, but this is not for men, it's for me, so it's a woman's sock. And this yarn is from Garnius. They're no longer dyeing yarn. That it was a project for including refugees coming to Norway, so they would have something to do, and they would include the colors from their homeland, and yeah, it was such a lovely project. So I think it's they lost their funds, so they could not keep it going. Yeah, so sad, because it was such a great project, I think. I have a little bit of yarn from there, so it will be more socks when I find my sock mojo. It's not here right now. This is a bag I got from another podcaster called Magic Loop Anna. She made this for me. It's such a good bag. Yeah, love it. And I do also have one more thing here. I do love flamingos. But it's not pink what's inside. It is black and glittery. It was supposed to be my sweater for Christmas, but then I thought I will not be done by Christmas. It will be my New Year's party sweater. Well, it's not. It was not. Maybe it will be. But this is the bottom part, the hem knitted with yarn that I found at my mother's at the attic. No, not at the attic. Yeah, same. It's really old. It is black yarn with glitter, and I think I will not be able to walk by open flame without this bursting into flames. I don't know what it is in here. It's probably acrylic. Does not feel much woolly, no. So this is knitted in that yarn. It is, I thought it would be a fun experiment, being my mother's yarn. Yeah, this is knitted in mohair and some glitter I found. Let me see. It's knitted in Vikingarn kid silk. And this kind of glitter thread, and I must say I really hated this one. It's impossible. It's just no fun knitting this. So this is how far I've gotten on sleeve number 2, and I'm making myself knit 10 rounds a day just to have a little bit of progress. It's just no fun. But I want the finished garment. So 10 rounds a day, and probably, maybe, possibly I can use this next Christmas. And what it is, yeah, well, it is from a fabulous Norwegian designer called Fabel knitwear, Helena Andersen. She has so many lovely pieces. She also have a book in English for romantic knits, I think it's called. Yeah, she has a lot of like retro style garments, and mine is called Owlery. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having this done. When, I don't know. Suddenly I will get a kick and just make it ready. And I will just focus on that. Or I will do the 10 rounds a day. So we'll see. I could just suddenly get that kick and just, let's do this. Because I get sick and tired of it. And I will not rip it back. I will not frog this one. I will have it done. I just don't know when, but it will be done, I think. Okay, moving on. What else? I do have, I also shown this before, did I not? I don't remember. Well, a friend of mine wrote a book, and I know I talked about this before. It's called Strikkekraft. It's a friend of mine called Bjørg who has written this. And this shawl is what I have started knitting. Because another friend of mine said when she saw this shawl, wouldn't that be great as a veil? So she is getting married and I am knitting her a veil. And this shawl is called Vestland. Let me see if I can find it in here. It is a design by Iaroslava Rud. She is from Ukraine. And has experienced now some rough times with the war. And look at this, it's just so stunningly beautiful. So I'm knitting it in silk because the bride-to-be does not go well with wool. She scratches from wool. So I bought silk from a Norwegian hand dyer. This is undyed yarn, but she dyes yarn. She is called Norne Yarns. She has a lot of beautiful yarns, so I would recommend you to go in and see what she dyes. Norne yarns, I can link it below. And this is the veil so far. So it's, I started just with the Judy's Magic cast on. So I have, you start in the middle of the shawl and knit all the way, and then you pick up, or I already have it on the, what do you call this? Wire. We call it wire. Yeah, well, I already have the stitches here, so I can just start knitting the other half when I am done. And I am on the last, what you call the diagram, the pattern thingy. Yeah, I do it like this. I don't have a program to see how far I've come on the sheets, but yeah. So I think I'm almost halfway. I have to knit just the top, and then it is a border on top. Yeah, and then I'm halfway with it, and I can start knitting the other half, and it will stretch out a lot when I block it. So I think I'm doing a good job. It is quite a lot of work, and silk is like when you lose one stitch, it will unravel like crazy. I'm not kidding. So I do have lifelines going through, so that if I lose a stitch, it will not go further than the lifeline. And I have used it so many times already, so I don't dare to go too far without putting in a new lifeline. Yeah, it has been really useful having those. And it does not take a lot of time. I just have a thin thread on a needle and just go through all the stitches and pull it through, and that's it. So it does not, it's really worth the time it takes to do that. So, do I have anything else on the needles? Yes, I do. And I'm not supposed to have this on the needles yet, because a friend of mine wanted to knit something from a Finnish designer called Kutovakika, Veronika Lindberg, and we have seen this pattern a long time ago and wanted to knit this. It's called Arctic Light Sweater. It's with, and I've just been sitting here thinking and trying to remember what you call these. In Norwegian they say flette. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. I know it so well. Oh, that's annoying. Anyway, this is how far I've gotten. I think it's so pretty. Yeah, I do use this needle for these flette. Oh, what is it called? Oh, yeah. Well, it's a lot of those, and I think it's so pretty. You have to follow the diagram all the time. It's one diagram here, one here, and one on the sleeves. But you get into it, and then it repeats itself. So after a while, you kind of know what to do. But I always check it. But after a while, you can see where you are, and then you have the pattern right here. So it gets easier. I am using, why I'm not supposed to have it on the needles is because I am knitting it together with a friend of mine, and she hasn't got her yarn yet, and I was unsure if I could use some yarn that I already had. This is Drops Air, and I thought I would just start with a swatch. It seems that my swatch is kind of big. I think she will forgive me for this. I was very excited to start it because I was not supposed to knit on it. I was supposed to just knit the veil, because the veil has to be done. Yeah. So it's not logical at all. I just needed something to relax. Yeah, a relaxing knit. And normally I would not call this relaxing, but when I'm knitting the veil, this feels relaxing. So I'm knitting a little bit on the veil every day, and then I can like have this like a easy peasy going knit after the veil knitting, because yeah, I don't have to like look at the diagram all the time while knitting this. Yeah, this is Drops Air, and it has a color name. It's a color 30. Yeah, I think it's kind of greeny, yeah, yarn. I think it's not what is recommended in the pattern, so I have gone down in the needle size, but I've tried it on and I think it will be good. Yeah, so I can't wait to have this done. I want to wear it while it's still a little cold outside, and also I think it looks so good. I think she has described it very well, what to do and everything. But I do love the diagrams. I just follow the diagrams. I don't read all the lines. I don't think she has. No, she does not hold your hand like an American pattern. No. She just, yeah, follow the diagram, and she has like explanations of what everything means. So in the beginning you have to just learn what every symbol means and then follow the diagram. And I think that's the way I like to knit, and not have all those pages with reading. Yeah. And so what I was supposed to start on before this Kutovakika came into my life was the loopy sweater by the PetiteKnit. And it's a color work garment. And sorry about the crinkling. Oh, I think it's so pretty. So I can't wait to cast this on either, but now I think it won't be done by this winter. But we do have cold summers as well, so yeah. I think it's so pretty. And I bought some yarn in June, so I have had this planned for a long time. We had a, what do you call it? Podcast meet up at the Hillesvåg mill. I contacted the daily leader, Eyvind, and asked if we could have a podcast meetup at their place at the Hillesvåg mill, and it was no problem. They are so kind there. So I bought a lot of this Hillesvåg yarn, and now I have it all caked up. Yeah, good to go. So that was what I was supposed to start doing. I was not supposed to start the Kutovakika, but no. But this, I do look forward to this a lot. It is Varda, Hillesvåg Varda. Yeah, it will be fun. I think this will be a fun knit. And I can knit this in summertime or spring or anything, maybe while on vacation in summer. Yeah, so we'll see. It will be fun. I do love a good color work knit. Yeah. Yeah, this Sunday, today is Monday, but on Sunday I will have my niece coming to visit me, and we will record a Norwegian episode. I do have a Norwegian pod. It's called Bak strikkefasaden, and I'm much better in Norwegian. But for those who are new on my or haven't visited me on my podcast, I usually give them a little thank you for being there, and yeah, for coming. So I bought this yarn for her. It's from Based Design. They do hand-dyed yarn, and it's quite local. They are in the city. It's like 40 minutes from here, Bergen. This is thin merino non-superwash. It's like a sock, yeah, like 400 meters per 100 grams. It's like fingering weight. And then I did buy some markers, and yeah, you know, springtime. Oh, yeah. So it's just pretty flower markers. Like a thank you for being there for me. So I think that's all I have for now. Yeah. Thank you for watching, for joining me. And thank you to those who comment my episodes. And yeah, I think I would do this as long as it's fun. I don't have that many followers, but I think I just see this as, you know, me trying to get my English a little better. Yeah, I'm not used to speaking English anymore, so I search for my words, and yeah, I would like to get better at speaking English. So this is kind of a yeah, practicing my English kind of thing. So yeah, I appreciate so much that you sit down and watch and maybe do a little bit of knitting, and I do appreciate every comment. And I think it will be, yeah, so good to know what you are knitting on and where you're from, and yeah, tell me a little bit about you. That would be so much fun. Yeah. And I do hope you push the subscribe button or the thumbs up, or yeah, if you want to. I will tidy up here before my partner comes home and drink my tea and maybe have some breakfast. I haven't come to that yet. I was just running around trying to get everything together to record, and stressing and making my coffee and just running around, and I was like, this is supposed to be a cozy time. Chill, sit down, enjoy. I'm talking about knitting. It's like the best thing ever. Yeah, so I think that's it. I will see you later. And then it will be March and spring and good times all over again. Yeah. Maybe I can record a little bit from outside later on. I did go, not for a hike, well, it's kind of a hike yesterday. After my surgery, I'm not supposed to do much. Take it easy. But my partner was going for a mountain hike, and I wanted to come along, but that's too much for me right now. So I was just, yeah, going an easy path. So I can include some footage of that. It's so lovely when the temperature is below zero and above zero, and you know, the snow is gone, the ice is gone, so I don't have to worry about my stitches or just falling on the ice. So yeah, it was good to go out for a little walk. Okay, well, yeah. Thank you for watching and see you later.